In the past 18 months, we implemented over 30 plus AI system for sales and marketing teams, working with companies that range from 1 million in revenue up till 50 million in revenue. Every engagement is different. They have different industries, different team sizes, but the systems that you are about to watch are the systems that we almost build every single time. So with that said, let's get started. The first set of systems that we build are evergreen outreach systems. Over here, I'm not talking about the AI SDR or any kind of shiny object like that, but I'm talking about specific outreach plays that can be completely automated. The keyword here, as I mentioned, is evergreen. The reason for that is those are systems that can be set it up once and then they can run continuously and generate results over time. This is possible because we are monitoring for specific signals or specific triggers that trigger this outreach plays. So let me show you three examples over here. The first one is website visitor play. So anytime a prospect visits your website, we can possibly identify the prospect. If it is based in a US market, there are tools such as B2B or Vector that allow you to find 35% of US based traffic. Once you find those people, you can you can enrich those people with additional information, understand why your product might be relevant for them, and create some kind of personalized messaging that you can send outreach to with them and reach out to them within hours. So that is one example. The other one is hiring signals. So over here, your product might be related to a specific set of people, and understanding if a company is hiring a specific job post might be the right trigger for you to reach out to that company. So if a company, for example, is hiring multiple engineer and you're selling some kind of developer tools, it might be the right timing to reach out to that company and mention and position your tools as a solution to make those backend engineer more productive. But keep in mind that this can be done using any kind of job posting. So, for example, if you have a sales teams and you're hiring more and more salespeople, you might be looking for a new CRM or you might be looking for outreach services, all sort of things like that. The idea of the system is scraping jobs daily, understanding whether those jobs might be relevant for you to reach out to, create a personalized message based on the information that is present within the job postings and the job descriptions, and then reach out to those companies. The last example that I want to give you is social prospecting. So, if you are doing any kind of content around the web, either LinkedIn, Facebook, or whatever, you are probably you are probably coming in contact with people. People are commenting on your stuff. People are liking your stuff. The beauty of this system is gathering all that data points, all those information about where are the people that engage with you, where are the people that like your post, and things like that. Enrich those people and send a connection request or do a direct outreach if they fit within a specific ICP. Those are people that already know who you are. So this is kind of a warm form of outreach that you can integrate um, without you having to do absolutely anything other than posting content if you're doing that. So one note that I mentioned over here is that there could be different tones of evergreen systems, different for any kind of company. Um, Over here, we just use three examples of that, but keep in mind that based on the complexity of the product, different outreach system can be created and integrated for that. The second system that we generally implement is an AI ICP categorization system. So this is actually a system that scores every single account that comes in contact within your CRM or the place where you collect all your leads and assign them a specific tier based on how likely are to be within your ideal client profile. In the past, this was something that could be done using forms or things like that. So think about the submit a form, add all sort of different fields within the form, and then if, for example, the budget is less than a certain amount, we feed we feed the lead into a specific tier. But right now, what we can do is we can take that same logic of form submitting and implement AI on top of that, for example. So if you do that within a form, you can still get information out of the form, but then you can get information about the person LinkedIn, you can get information about the person company, the website that they have, different information about that, as well as different hiring signals or things like that. So as you can see over here, you can look at basic filters, something that you already have present within your way of collecting leads. But you can also look at if the company has active job posting. If yes, are there any job posting that might be relevant to our product based on the job description? We can look at revenue model. We can look at type of customer that they serve. All those things can be layered on in the tiering system that we use. The reason why you might be having different tiers is so that highest tier prospects might be sent to the best SDR, have a better high touch outreach, and you can have a faster follow up for them. Meanwhile, for other prospects, you can create a different kind of plays. So you can create, for example, nurturing automated nurturing sequence for possible fits, but not super relevant, and those could be like low priority with the sales team. So the kind of tiering system is also an optimization layer that you can add on top of your sales team, so that they know who to reach out to, and if a prospect has a lower tier, that the outreach of that kind of prospect could happen in the background automatically based on an automated nurture sequence or something along those lines. The third system that we have over here is a sales calls analysis system. So the idea over here is a system that is able to store, record, and analyze every single call across your team. So in this way, you can extract data across those calls that enriches your CRM, as well as creates data elements that can be used for process improvements internally, as well as coaching. So the problem right now is that sales calls are black boxes. So you can analyze those calls, and people spend a lot of time in analyzing those calls, right? Maybe the problem over here is that you might record those calls, someone might listen back to those, but a lot of the insights are stuck within those scores, or only the highest performing SDRs who's spending a lot of time in reviewing different calls gets his insights. Meanwhile, this kind of system is created so that every single insights across the whole organization is shared across everyone. So in this way, you can know which objection come up most often, where are the top performers, and how are they handling them, what competitors get mentioned, what question do prospects ask. So all this information are something that you can extract from this kind of system. Over here, there's a video where I show the actual system, but the overall structure is capturing the calls using something like Gemini or something like that, extract some structured data out of the calls. So you can extract all sort of things, really. So from objection to pain points to BANT analysis, all these things like that. And then what you can do over time is you can add this information either within your CRM or within a dashboard, and you can track everything over time so that you can analyze the patterns across a lot of calls. In this way, you can analyze patterns across SDRs. So if, for example, you notice that some SDR has specific problems related to pricing, what you can do is you can have a coaching session specifically related to that specific topic. You can understand what are the kind of questions that they are not prepared for, and all things of this nature. The fourth system or fourth component is a self-managing CRM. So I talked briefly about this in other points of the system. This part is what keeps your CRM clean, up to date, and actionable without requiring your team to spend any time on that. The reason for that is sales reps really hate updating the CRM. And so our goal here is how can we reduce as much friction as possible from updating the CRM? And that is where actually this self-managing CRM comes in. So over here, there are a couple of examples on how this can be used. A couple of ideas is cold email management. So every single cold email that is replied is auto tracked within the CRM. Every contact is updated. Tasks are created automatically. All the log activity is created automatically. without the SDR doing anything if everything is connected within the platform. Cold data sync, so everything that was present into the first system, the previous system, the sales cost analysis system, can be added automatically within the CRM, and you can watch the video over here to understand how a little bit more, as well as auto enrichment. So anytime you add additional people within the CRM, you can actually auto enrich them, find missing fields, find contact info, find job changes, all things like that. The last system is probably the less shiny system of them all, but it's the infrastructure that keeps everything together, and it's the data foundation and enrichment layer. So you can think about this last system as different building blocks that make up all the other system. Things like enriching data, so like having a waterfall system to enrich all the data that comes within your CRM. You can think about a LinkedIn enrichment, or anytime a lead comes in, enriching their information on their LinkedIn, on their company data, as well as on their company website, creating an overview of their website, as well as scraping different information about their website, as well as, for example, creating a centralized lead database where you save money on not having to enrich the same person multiple times. So those are just a couple of the few systems over here. Those are the most common ones. If you want to implement those within your business, feel free to contact me. There's a link over here. You can download the document. You can check all the resources over here that showcase the different system. With that said, that's everything on my side. Hope you got some value out of that. Talk to you soon.